You know, whenever the press is not around, he talks a lot. It's a lie. Akshay never gets out at 4 o'clock. If Equivalent didn't come to me, Raid didn't come to me, I would have just been doing comedies. When TikTok came during pandemic, I started doing some TikTok things because there's nothing else to do. I genuinely hated it.
The idea is to get the right story and make a film. The idea is not to just do a film for the sake of doing it.
I want to go back to doing housefuls and dhamas because those are people that is my happy space. It's like going to being in 4 different colleges at the same time, and you have college reunions happening with different friends.
Hi, this is Nawaz Kochra joining you on screen, and I am here in conversation with the very amazing team of Raid 2. Hello, congratulations on the film.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Firstly, how are you all?
We are good, excited.
Very excited.
Yeah.
Amazing. You know, Riteish, I want to begin asking you that whenever you play a negative role, you just leave the audience mind blown. That happened with Ek Villain, and now this one also with the trailer. Oh my God. Riteish Deshmukh stands out, and how?
That's all thanks to the director and his vision. I'm just a mere actor trying to do what I can do. But eventually how a character is presented, what impact he will have is there in the writing and the way it's directed.
But playing this negative role, was that a conscious choice also you?
Not really. I didn't think of it till the film
Okay.
was offered to me.
Acha, okay.
It wasn't like I was seeking to do an antagonist role and I had a few things and this is what it is. Though after Equivalent, I must have at least got about 10 to 12 films to play antagonists, but the films itself didn't make sense to me.
Acha.
It's not about, my character was great, but the film wasn't good. So I don't want to play antagonist just for the heck of it. The film, as a film in totality, should work for me first.
Absolutely.
And that's what Raid 2 did.
So even for you with Raid 2, what is also happening is, there is a benchmark that has already been set with the earlier part. And there's this gap of 7 years after which the film is also returning.
Yeah.
What was the challenge that you had, with the sequel or bringing, the sequel back?
It was the challenge was getting the right story, getting the right screenplay, getting it on paper, getting those characters that the first part was not only that it worked for the story, it worked for the characters as well. So it was very important to get the right story, and that took some time. In between, we all had pandemic, and that took some time. But that challenge was to get the script and get the characters right. That was the biggest challenge.
Right. And if I'm not wrong, you started in 2008
Yeah.
and it's been 2025 and this is your 6th film.
Yeah.
So, there's this, there's a huge significant gap in every film that you make.
Yeah.
What is it, why does it take so much time for you to bring a story?
The thing is, I'm a writer-director, so a lot of times it takes me time to write a script. Then it takes me time to get it casted. Then it takes time to shoot it. Then it takes its own time to release. But films take time. You don't have control over a lot of things. The
Right.
only control is that you write you can write a script in a certain time that you have dedicated yourself to. But it's not a conscious attempt to do that. In between last Raid or between my last film and this film, it's about 5.5 years gap, but 2-3 years was pandemic.
Right.
So it's you cannot count it in that. The idea is to get the right story and make a film. The idea is not to just do a film for the sake of doing it.
Right.
So in that sense, this one took time, and let's see. I'll try and make my next one, faster than the other.
So I hope we get a Raid 3 faster.
Oh no! Oh my God! Raid 3. I think let Raid work and let me do other films also.
Absolutely.
Then,
Riteish, 22 years in the industry, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
In these 22 years, you have been amongst those few actors who's experimented with his roles. You've never been afraid of either playing a romantic guy or, exploring the comedy space or even the negative space for that matter. But, every time as an actor, when you choose to, juggle between these roles or, you try to play something different, first, what is the challenge? And secondly, is there, the slightest of skepticism also that comes in, that what if, the audience is used to seeing me in this particular avatar? What if, I bring them something new? How are they going to react?
I'll tell you what, after, I think, say 5 years ago, say after 15 years of being in the industry, then you realize that, there comes a time where there are enough people who have enough faith in you as an actor to offer you different things. The choices are not, they don't lie with
Okay.
me. They lie with directors who can offer you a role, and then you figure out, okay, you want to do this, not do this. If Equivalent didn't come to me, Raid didn't come to me, I would have just been doing comedies. So there are people like Ekta or Mohit Suri or Raj Sahir or Ramuji, who offered me different kind of roles, who didn't see me as just an actor who did comedies. So yes, and now in the last 7-8 years, I've realized that I just want to do films that I feel like doing.
Okay.
I want to have fun. I want to work with people. I want to try different things. I want to work with people who I'm comfortable working with, who excite me to work with. I don't have to do a film just because I have to do it.
Right.
I don't want to be. I want to go back to doing housefuls and damas, because those are people that is my happy space.
True.
It's like going to being in 4 different colleges at the same time, and you have college reunions happening with different friends. So
Totally.
so those are that kind of, and then exciting to work with films like Raid, or even when you get a chance to work in Pill. So yes, it's a great phase in an actor's life, when you get offered varied films and get a chance to do these things.
Also, impressing the audience seems to have become very critical as well as very difficult today. As an artist, as a filmmaker, how socially conscious and socially aware do you also have to be, with the kind of story you are associating yourself with, and with the kind of story that you are telling?
Yeah, of course, we all know that that there is a challenge to get the audience attention. We all know one has to pick the right stories, for depending on what kind of preference one has, what kind
Right.
of films one wants to make. But again, coming back to, as a filmmaker, as a writer, my attempt is to get a good story, to write a brilliant screenplay, and then take it from there. Of course, at that point also, we don't know whether it's, from my point of view, that might be the best story, but from the other person's point of view, it might not be. But this, as filmmaking, is all about conviction. So we all go by conviction, and that's why we have different filmmakers. Like Riteish
Right.
would make a different film, I would make a different film, but we all trust our conviction, and that conviction comes across in various story that we tell, and hope that whatever connection that we are having with our script, the same connection or the same emotion the audience also goes through. But that's the only way. That's the only way there is to be at it.
Wow. What about you?
I just feel that, like he said, right, it's all about deep down, we all are different people. We all will have different choices. We all will like different things at different times. When you say, how do you impress the audience today? There have been instances that a film that they like 6 months ago, they may not like. So you cannot prejudge what they will. Audience,
Absolutely.
the things are moving so fast. So a person who's constantly on Instagram, looking for gratification every 30 seconds,
Right.
going to Netflix every week, there are 2-3 things new releasing, going to other OTT platforms, YouTube has something else, and we have to think what they will like 2 years later, because 1 year is going to take for me to write, 6 months to
Absolutely.
convince actors to come on board, get their dates, and another year to make the film and release. So how am I going to prejudge what they're going to like 2 years hence? So it's a very difficult process. So you have to go, like he said, with the conviction of a subject that might appeal to people 2 years later. So it's no one knows the future.
Absolutely.
You just hope your timing is right. Your what you're trying to say, the language you're trying to say, is correct. So many times where you think, oh, this is so dated, but it works in certain mass centers and they are making the movie ahead. Probably that's
Absolutely.
you're not the audience for it. Someone else is. You need to find certain audience for the story that you want to say. Every film may not work everywhere, but some films might. See, even with a film like Chhawa, it was a successful film at 150, 200 crores, great business every. But it doing 600 crores or 650 crores is unheard of business.
Absolutely.
It's 3-2. They were happy with a certain kind of, but doing a 700 crores, unheard of. Now, if they make 3-3, then it's a challenge for them because they have really catapulted into another sphere with that film. So, yes, I mean, you cannot prejudge what's going to happen later.
Also, you've also donned the director's hat. From an actor, when you don that director's hat, what are the new things that you get to learn also?
It's more than anything else. The most challenging part for an actor to become a director is to decide that you want to direct, because you're out there for judgment. People are going to. You think,
Absolutely.
at least I felt that, okay, now abhi tu direct karega kya, acha kar le. So that burden you have to shift, throw it away, because just consider what you want to make. Do not overburden yourself with, for a first time director, with too many things. Do not try to impress everyone. Just make a story which is believable and which you think you're convinced about. As a director, the day I feel, people might differ, the day you make a movie to impress other people, that's the end of it. You will not make a film that you like, and neither you will make a film that someone else is going to like. At the end of it, you should make a film at least you like, and then hope that other people like the same film too.
Absolutely. Also, working with Ajay Devgan, so there is this impression that he's very serious. He doesn't talk too much. How is he when y'all are around? When he's around his co-stars.
Whenever
with
the press is
directors?
not around, he talks a lot. Nah, he is a guy with great sense of humor. He chats and laughs, and we have a great conversation.
Wow.
कभी बिना कैमरे का आओ तो दिख जाएगा आपको.
Absolutely. But उनका जैसे अक्षय कुमार के बारे में लोग बोलते that he gets up at 4 o'clock and he's
It's a lie.
always
It's a lie. Akshay never gets up at 4 o'clock.
okay.
must be
Anyway,
knowing.
But is there something about Ajay Devgan also that he's very
he gets up
particular
at 12
about?
o'clock. Akshay, I'm telling you, I know it.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
lie. Akshay never gets up at 4 o'clock.
Amazing. Also, if he sees this, I
Just
I
go
would
and
love to know.
knock on his door at 4 o'clock. You'll get to know.
Arey, you're up.
Also, so while we were talking about, you donning the director's hat, I have to tell you, I have loved Wade.
Wow, thank
It was
you.
a very warm film. But, whenever I saw the film, it is a very beautiful love story, I think. And I always wanted to ask you this, that bringing Salman Khan for the cameo.
Sure.
What is the story behind it? How did that work?
No, at that point, I'll tell you, there was a song situation right there. And it was a song situation between, the protagonist was actually, didn't know which way he was heading. He was slightly confused, and he needed a situation where we wanted a song there, and I thought, if we can get Salman Bhau to do that song, it'll be great. And then I told Ajay, let it be a conversation between two people, one guy who's experienced with love and the other guy who does not know much about it.
Okay.
And then they just both sharing stories. So certain lyrics of the song are based on Salman's life also.
Oh.
Yeah. So the way he also says, I have fallen in love many times. What do you think? Let me tell you what it should be. But he was gracious enough. So that is something that I remember making one call, because at that point I needed someone like him in the movie, and he was gracious enough to do it.
Also, sir, ever since the trailer for Retro dropped, one very popular question on social media was that why was the actress changed?
Yeah.
So, would
No,
you
it's
like to-
that's a wrong term to use in terms of why was change. Things happen, and in this one, the same character is being played by Vani. So that's about it for that.
Okay.
And there's no negativity or nothing.
Right.
I mean, one can write 10 things about it, but it's just that earlier it was played by Ileana, but now 7 years later it has been played by Vani.
Okay, what are the next projects? So for you, what are you writing something next? What can we expect?
Yeah, of course I am writing. I have scripts, but right now I am concentrating on Raid 2.
Acha.
And let's see how this happens, this goes. But yes, as filmmaker, as writer, of course we have different scripts. We have different. I have different story to tell. But let's see where समय लगता है, थोड़ा time लगता है.
True,
I
true.
take time.
Right.
You yourself has accused me. So let that be.
And you have an amazing lineup coming up. So many popular franchises are returning with their, parts. Where are they? If you can share an update, on what is happening on, say, Masti, Dhamal, Houseful.
So Ray 2 is releasing in about 2 days. Houseful 5 is releasing first. Comedy to go to 5 parts. So that's releasing June 6th. Dhamal we've already started shooting, and Masti I start shooting in July.
Wow. And there's also one film that you're directing where you are
Yes.
also playing Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj.
Yeah, Raja Shivaji is the name of the film. Yeah.
So what is the...
I am nearly 60% done, and before the monsoon hits, I should be about 80-90% done.
And he's also playing the title role.
Yes, I'm playing the
Amazing.
title role.
And one last thing. So, you and Janelia's social media is, oh my God, it is the most fun account I have ever come
Oh,
across.
thank you.
I love the reels. It just goes viral. ये किसका idea था, firstly the making these reels together, and every time
When
bringing something
when
unique.
TikTok came during pandemic, I started doing some TikTok things because there's nothing else to do. Genelia hated it. So
Okay.
she used to always think you're just wasting your time, you're just scrolling, do something else, read a book, or you're just on that thing. This is all rubbish what you're doing. Then TikTok got banned, and then Reels started coming. So I was on the Reels, whatever, let's have some fun. It used to piss her off. Then I said, why don't you do one Reel?
Huh.
And then I decided that अगर कोई आपको टोक रहा है तो उसको साथीदार बनाओ.
Oh wow, that's how it started. So that you can waste more time
टुगेदर
together.
टाइम वेस्ट करने से प्यार बढ़ता है, ऐसे किसी महान व्यक्ति ने कहा.
But creative differences भी होते हैं reel
Not at all.
बनाने में.
No, more than anything, I think it was just a fun thing. And I forced her to do it, couple of reels. Then people said, we want to see it together. Then we did individual, then we did some couple reels, and then pandemic, yeah. So it was one of those things that just like it's been so long. Now, you know what the problem is? Now you go to the airport, the security guy says, 29 दिन हो गए आपने रील नहीं डाली. And I'm like, हाँ डालता हूँ जाकर अभी. So now everyone, they are keeping tab
Wow.
of dates.
Wow.
No, I'm saying it's
No,
there.
but that's great.
Absolutely.
That was shocking for me.
He will ask you for one right now.
No, I know. But it's something, people are just kind to have watched the reels. I guess.
Amazing, and keep giving us more because it's
Thank you.
a lot of fun to watch. On that note, all the very best. Thank you so much for talking
Thank
to
you.
us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.